Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. I never imagined that a single evening could unravel everything I had carefully built. The life I believed was solid, unshakable. Yet there I was, stepping into a dimly lit bar in downtown Dallas. My mind only half aware of what I was truly seeking. I had caught wind of whispers, subtle hints from friends who noticed the slightest shifts in her behavior, tensions I had brushed aside for months. But nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to witness. As I crossed the threshold, there she was laughing, leaning intimately toward a man I didn't know. Her hair shimmered under the soft glow, strands catching the light like gold, and her eyes radiated a warmth I hadn't seen reserved for me in a long time. The man beside her held her hand with a casual familiarity, their fingers entwined as if they belonged together, and it made my chest tighten instantly. I froze, staring, hit by a sharp jolt of disbelief. I wanted to convince myself it was a trick of the light, a fleeting friendly gesture, but my instincts, honed from years of knowing her, screamed otherwise. I didn't charge forward, didn't shout, didn't call her name. My heart raced, but not with anger, rather with a cold, cutting clarity I hadn't expected. All the minor frustrations, the little disputes, the compromises I had made, condensed into a single undeniable moment. She was with someone else and there was no denying it anymore. I reached into my pocket, feeling the familiar weight of the ring I had once slipped onto her finger. My hand trembled, not from fury, but from the stark realization that the symbol of our shared life now felt empty. I pulled it out, letting it rest in my palm, heavy with the years of love, trust, and shared moments. I approached her quietly, careful not to alarm or provoke. Their laughter dimmed slightly as she noticed me, but it didn't reach her eyes the way it once had when she looked at me. I extended my hand, the ring resting there like a quiet declaration. "Here," I said simply, my voice calm, almost detached. Confusion flickered across her face, as if she had expected an outburst, a dramatic scene, or desperate pleading. But I offered none of it. Only the truth, silent, precise, piercing. The bar seemed to hold its breath. Conversations blurred into murmurs. Shadows stretched long across the floor, echoing the distance that had grown between us. I watched her hesitate, her hand hovering, uncertain whether to take it or let it fall. I met her gaze, not searching for apology or explanation, but hoping to glimpse even a fragment of the person I had once loved. There was nothing. For a long moment we simply stood there. The music, the clinking glasses, the ambient chatter, all faded into the background. I realized that nothing I had said or done, not in weeks, months, or years, could have changed this outcome. It was a path already chosen, and she had stepped forward without me. I turned away slowly, letting the ring remain between us, a tangible reminder of what had existed. My steps were heavy but deliberate, carrying me away from the life I thought I had and toward a clarity I hadn't dared imagine. Somewhere behind me her voice called out, tentative and uncertain. I didn't stop. The choice had been made long before this night, and I had finally accepted it. I walked out into the cool night air, each breath sharp, grounding. The streets were quiet, the city lights stretching above like silent witnesses to the moment I had left behind. I felt no anger, and only faint traces of regret. Mostly it was a quiet, undeniable sense of closure. The clarity that comes when you release what you cannot hold. In the weeks that followed, I returned to my routines, the fragments of life that had been mine before us. Mornings spent at the coffee shop. Evenings on a secluded park bench, alone with my thoughts. Moments that rebuilt the self I had allowed to slip away. The ring stayed in my drawer, heavy with memory, a relic of love freely given and no longer returned. I saw her from time to time, glimpses of her in places we once shared, but they no longer twisted my chest. The bar, the laughter, even her regret became scenery I observed without claim. My life was no longer bound to hers. And strangely, in that separation, I discovered a freedom I hadn't realized I craved. It struck me how fragile attachments could be, how easily devotion and trust could meet indifference, and yet how vital it was to preserve one's dignity, moving forward with self-respect, unbroken and uncompromised. Sometimes the most powerful act isn't confrontation, pleading, or rage. It's a quiet, deliberate step away, carrying nothing but awareness, self-respect, and the knowledge that life continues. Strength is measured not by possession, but by the courage to let go. And so I did. I let go. I moved on. For the first time in years, the weight on my chest lifted, leaving only the steady rhythm of my own life unfolding before me.